Have you or someone you know been awake any time during the past 12 years? Have you been exposed to social media, television, people, or air? Then you might be traumatized. If you or someone you know has been conscious any time since 2014, you need to head over to the Born to Ramble shop right now and get your traumatized tee, tank top, hat, or tote bag. And while you're there, check out our selection of rehab graduate apparel, former troubled teen fashions, or maybe you're more of an existential crisis type. In that case, you'll love our Hell is Other People line, inspired by the notorious JPS Jean-Paul Sartre. Whatever your trauma, we've got you covered. Welcome to another riveting episode of Born to Ramble with me, Nikki. I have a couple exciting announcements to share with you today before we get into our story, which is going to be called Today at the Swearing Club. So my first exciting announcement is that I was finally able to get my podcast on YouTube and Amazon. So now I should be on pretty much all of the podcast channels I'm aware of. And what's my other exciting announcement? Oh, I figured out how to do affiliate marketing. So my first affiliate marketing deal is a jewelry company, but I suspect that I would have more success selling the jewelry if I owned some of the jewelry. But I need money to buy the jewelry, so I'm in a bit of a pickle about that. But I will keep working on it because if I could get an affiliate marketing deal with Starbucks, I would have this in the bag. Starbucks, if you're listening, my favorite drink is the Trenta iced coffee with extra ice, a splash of cream, and 6 pumps of brown sugar. But I will take any seasonal flavors in place of the brown sugar. Let's move on to the job report. I don't even want to do the job report this week. I'm so bored and jaded. If you're curious, and I'm not even curious anymore about my own life as far as work goes, but I am trying to find some kind of a job that I can do that will support my life, that will allow me to take my son to school from 7:30 to 3, and also be home with him at fall break, Christmas break, spring break, sick days, snow days, and summertime. What else do I need? I'd like to work remote, and I need to make at least $75,000. Let's just cut the shit. So I'm very sad to say that most of the jobs that I've had seem to be paying a lot less and are asking for a lot more. So one job that I applied for, it was called like digital account manager or something like that. Like, this is the jobs I'm looking for. Project manager, content, something or other. I mean, they're all the same thing. They give you a title and then they make you do every single thing across the board. They send you all these messages over here on the instant messenger. Then they send you a message on email. Then they text you, call you. Are you going to get on the Zoom, Nikki? I can't get on the Zoom because you're talking to me on the I'm getting stressed out just thinking about having a job, and I have not had a job since January 30th. So I may or may not be equipped to actually work again. But what I want to tell you is that if you are looking for a job right now, I feel so bad for you because I'm also looking for a job, and it's just an absolute shit show. I just want to tell you what kind of job my dad had when I was like 5 years old. My dad would get up, go to a station that he owned. He had a big office with a big desk with a calendar of naked women on the wall and all kinds of like wood crafted signs that said funny things like shit and his name. He would smoke cigarettes. He would use an adding machine. His friends from other businesses would come and they would drink coffee and eat vanilla sandwich cookies. Then my dad would go home at noon where he would eat lunch that someone else had prepared. He would smoke a few cigarettes. Then he would go back to his job and do the same things that he did in the morning. Maybe he would drive around a little bit because he drove a gas truck, so he would deliver gas to the farmers out in the country. He would come back to his station, to his giant desk in his office that he owned. He had this check machine that was like this big, and there were special checks. They were like a foot long. Then there was this big lever, and you go like crunch and print these checks like this. And then he would go home and have supper that somebody made for him, my mom or my stepmom, smoke some more cigarettes, watch Wheel of Fortune, have a shower, and watch the news. And he was able to support himself his entire life. Now I have to have this kind of a job. I've got 13 screens around me, like I'm working in a control center for the Jetsons. People are contacting me at such a rapid pace that I can't even take a full breath. And it's never enough. It is never enough. And I just want to ask you one question, okay? Because I copy and pasted one sentence, and this is not even the worst. This is like so low. This is like the lowest requirement, okay? But this is the kind of shit that they say. We're looking for someone who loves organization, thrives on communication, and gets excited about turning opportunities into appointments. If you're energized by technology, enjoy talking with people, and believe every lead deserves a prompt professional response, we'd love to meet you. And you're thinking, that doesn't sound so bad, Nikki. That sounds like perfectly reasonable, right? Maybe. But once I get there, what is that really going to look like? We're looking for someone who loves organization. Okay, I love organization at my own house. But do I love making sense of the mess you've made? No, I don't. Do I thrive on communication? Obviously, I do. Do I get excited about turning opportunities into appointments? If that means like strong-arming someone into buying some shit that I don't believe in, then no, I'm not excited about that. Am I energized by technology? Sometimes, but I think we can all agree things have taken a turn. Do I enjoy talking with people? Yes, I do. I enjoy talking with people that I know and that I choose to be with. Do I believe every lead deserves a prompt professional response? Well, if this lead is someone writing to me at my podcast or in my Born to Ramble shop or some other endeavor that I've created, yes, I do believe they deserve a prompt professional response. I do. But if this is somebody's life insurance agency and you're telling me that I'm going to make $200,000, but then once you get me on the horn, I'm really going to be commission only and I have to call old people and try to get their money when we all know this is what they're going to say, I'm on a fixed budget. Guess what, bitch? We're all on a fixed budget. You know what? I'm just going to wrap it up for today. That's the job report for today. I can't even stand it. I can't even stand one more second of this topic. So let's move right into the story for today. Today's short story, and as I've told you, I suck at titles, so I'm sure when my podcast transcript comes out, I'll have a much better idea. But it is tentatively called One Day at the Swearing Club. And it is an excerpt from my upcoming memoir titled NeverWife. And if you would take a moment this evening to pray for me, to pray that I can complete and publish my memoir before I have to get a job talking old people out of the few dollars they have left over, I would so much appreciate it. I really would. And I will pray for you in return. But right now, I know what you came here for. You came to hear a story, and that's what I'm going to give you because I believe you deserve a prompt and professional response. So here we go. Let's make sure I'm not on mute. One Day at the Swearing Club by me, Nikki Settlemeyer. It was 1987. I was 6 years old, and I already did not give a shit. There were 4 of us, me and Jesse, Kim and Tara. We were always out and about in the neighborhood. And we used to play at Tara's house because she had the best swing set. But then I got a better swing set. And then Jessie got a playhouse. So naturally, we spent our time there where we could commiserate in private. This is also where we held our swearing club, which consisted of us swearing inside the playhouse in peace, safe from prying grown-up ears. Jessie's playhouse was white with a red door and red shutters on the windows. Real windows. The door had a real knob and a lock. Inside, the floor was carpeted in gold shade carpeting, and there was a kitchen table with chairs, a fridge, a stove, and counter space for prep. Jessie, Tara, and I sat around the table, and Kim leaned on the counter. From the table, we could see the neighbor's yard out the window. The little boys we sometimes played with were running around and probably getting dirty. "My boss is such an asshole," Jessie said. She was sucking on a fake hot dog from her fake food set, pretending to smoke it. She exhaled and said, "Nick, I love your new heels. Where did you get them?" "At the mall, at Dayton's." "Dayton's is my favorite store," she said. "I get all my high heels there." "What size are they?" Kim asked, grabbing a plastic can of peas from the fridge. She pretended to open it like a beer, took a fake drink, and then burped. We all laughed. "They're 5s, I said, smoking my pen. "And they fit you?" Tara asked. She was the oldest, 1 year older than the rest of us, so she usually had more sophisticated clothes and makeup. While we got cast-off Avon from our moms and grandmas, Tara had Wet n' Wild that her mom let her buy from the drugstore. She was the first to have frosted pink lipstick and blue eyeshadow. The rest of us were working with mauves, beige, brown, creamy corals. "They're a little big, but they fit me." "Let me try them," she said. I kicked them off, and she stepped into the white high heels, barely standing upright, and walked across the shag carpet. "I'm going to the bar," she said. "Let's go to happy hour," I said. "I need a drink." "Yeah," Tara said. "I need a goddamn drink." Tara wobbled over to the fridge to get a fake hot dog. "Hey, Nick, give me a light." As I dug in my invisible purse for my non-existent lighter, we saw the boys from the neighborhood running toward the playhouse. Josh Davidson in the lead. As they got closer, I could see he had a huge knife. His dad was a hunter, and Josh was always getting into his stuff. He was the most insane boy in our neighborhood. He crashed into the playhouse and started banging on the window with the long black blade of the knife. "Jessie," I screamed, "lock the door!" Tara just screamed, non-stop screaming. Kim banged on the window back at Josh. "Get the hell out of here," she yelled. "Asshole, you asshole, get out, asshole." But Kim had a lisp, and as she repeated asshole, Jessie and I fell into a mix of laughing and screaming for help. "Kim's calling you an asshole." "Nick," Tara said, "your dad's coming." I looked out the opposite window where the playhouse looked out to the gravel road that passed Jessie's house and went on to mine. There was my dad's shiny red truck turning onto the gravel road coming home from work. I unlocked the door and rushed out toward the road, waving my arms. I could see him driving, wearing his Settlemyre oil hat, cigarette in his mouth, and then recognizing me, the truck came to a stop. The crunching gravel slid into place as the tires braked. He parked in the middle of the road and got out. "Josh is trying to kill us," I screamed. Tara had come wobbling up behind me in my shoes. He's trying to break into the playhouse, and Jessie and Kim are trapped in there." I looked back. Jessie and Kim must have locked the door after Tara chased after me. Josh and the boys were on their way back to Josh's house when they saw my dad, but my dad ran after them in his cowboy boots across the grass. "You little shit!" He caught Josh by the back of the shirt and picked him up. The knife dropped to the ground. "Josh is gonna get a whooping," Tara said. "Holy shit," I said. Jessie and Kim came out of the playhouse, and then we decided to creep over Josh's house to see what was happening. We peeked around the side of the garage to see my dad standing at the front door and Josh's parents coming out from inside. Josh hid behind his dad's leg. My dad was smoking like crazy, pointing with his cigarette, blowing smoke in their faces. The mother was just standing there like an idiot while the dad said, "Yeah, we'll have to be more careful. He's not supposed to be playing with knives." "Lock up your fucking knives," my dad said. He pointed at Josh with his cigarette hand. "And keep that retard away from my daughter." He flicked his cigarette into their yard and stomped back to his truck, calling to me on the way, "Nikki, get home." "Holy shit," Tara said. "Your dad said the F word." "Holy shit," Kim said. "You guys, let's get out of here." And that's the end. And that's my childhood. It was glorious. I would love to go back to the playhouse and just imagine that I had worked all day in the bank and all I did was chew gum and then go to happy hour and smoke cigarettes, and then I would go home and watch Family Ties. But instead, I'm locked into LinkedIn looking at shitty jobs that want me to be excited, and I'm not excited. But I am excited about my podcast, so please like, subscribe, tune in next week, and check out my shorts because I have little clips every day. All right, thank you for watching.